Hello to my beautiful knights and queens of the world. You already know who this is, Mr. Who, Royal Diamond, aka Mr.RoyalNieves, coming back at you with another yet phenomenal video. So let's get into it. So my topic today is going to be about God is our healing process. So basically, what I mean by that, the as as you go through the progress of healing, and overcoming any kind of trauma, hurt, pain, if you feel lost or confused, that process of healing, of finding yourself, of respecting yourself, God is that healing process for you in your own way. You know what I'm saying? Because your pain to the same thing might be either less or more depending on the person. You get what I'm saying? So your pain might be different to someone else's pain. You get what I'm saying? Even though it's about the same topic. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. So for me personally, like my healing process, it was always God. You get what I'm saying? Like I was always looking for him, searching for him, praying, trying to find ways to heal. And he was always the go to. He is the healing process for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we try to do different things to heal ourselves, but it still doesn't work. This is for the people that it's like you try all that you can, but something is just not. It ain't happening. That's because God is the one that provides that internal healing, that spiritual healing, that physical healing, that mental healing. He is in the process, and I want to get into deeper with this. What I mean by this is like when you're in the midst of like hurt and pain and grieving and like you kind of lost and that kind of despair, right? Even when you feel like you're lost and you're feeling so much overwhelmness of like your emotions, your feelings, and you're trying to wrap your head around what's going on, you're like in this cloud of pain, right? So sometimes we don't see like what's outside because we're so in it. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of like blinded by it. But what I mean by God is the healing process. It's like the depth of what that is. You get what I'm saying? Just like if you felt insecure about something, but then it turned into something greater, like it become like kind of like an identity. Like sometimes people may feel like they're not pretty. They think they're ugly, right? So it start off like a little thought, like a seed, and then it escalate into they really believe in they're ugly, and they don't know how to take compliments, they don't think they're beautiful, they push everybody away. It becomes greater. You get what I'm saying? But in the layers of that pain, in the layers of that deceit and lie, God is always in the healing process, because what he will do when you ask for healing, he will take you to the root as to what make you believe in the first place that you're not ugly. That's for example. So sometimes, and you will ask like what you call that, like you will start asking yourself like, why do I feel this way, why do I think this way, God help me, I don't understand. Why do I really believe that? Then God will help start bringing back memories of the time when someone did something or said something that made you believe that you was this it. You get what I'm saying? Because as growing up, we are very impressionable to people's opinions or actions or your environment and the things you're going through in life. You get what I'm saying? So depending how your environment is, depending your belief system for any given topic as you was growing up. You get what I'm saying? So if you was in an environment when you felt like nobody was there for you, you felt abandoned, you felt neglected, you didn't feel pretty, you didn't feel beautiful, you didn't feel wanted, right? And you're growing up as a child with this kind of environment. When you become an adult, that's your reality. That's your belief system. You feel very insecure and lost within yourself, that you feel like there's no end to it. So even when someone come into your life and try to give you the what you've been missing, it'd be very hard for that individual to receive that and really believe that and start walking in that newfound belief, because it's been rooted since a childhood. This is what I mean. So when you are in the midst of going through something and you're asking God to heal you, he's gonna take you back to exactly the moment this occurred that kind of grew into what you are now. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes people are don't want to feel pain, but sometimes you have to go back and face that pain to really begin to rewrite. You get what I'm saying? To begin to really tell it that it doesn't have no power or dominion over you. That you no longer will become a slave to the lies of the pain of the past. You're not living there no more. That you're going back as a more empowered and strong you, and telling your past self that it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You didn't know no better. You didn't know what's going on. You're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving the situation. You're forgiving the other person. So when you come back to your current present state, now you have that healing. Now all of a sudden those thoughts don't come bother you. Now all of a sudden you feel like this peace that surpasses understanding. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by God is the healing process. So if God is telling you to do this, then by all means do that. If He's telling you to go back in your mind to figure out exactly what, when, how, who, then don't be afraid, but trust Him in that. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just, there's just, how do I say it? It's like it's in your mind. You get what I'm saying? You gotta tell yourself that you're fine, you're okay. It's not real. It's not happening to you now. That's in the past. That's how you begin to start healing from like this false belief system that was passed down to you as you was a child growing up. You get what I'm saying? Another part to this, finding your self-worth and having that confidence in your truth, in your self-worth. You get what I'm saying? Just like you are beautiful regardless what anybody ever has to tell you or what society is telling you. You get what I'm saying? So when you walk right with the strength of God and the truth that He tells you and how much He loves you, and you understanding, respecting yourself and your self-worth, when people, circumstances, situation, or even society try to tell you that you're not beautiful or you're not capable or you're not accepted because A, B, and C, you are able to be like, nah, I'm all set. I don't have to even I don't even I don't I'm not I don't have to even listen to you, believe you, or none of that, because you know your self-worth, you know your truth, you know what you're bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like your identity and your worth, your value is not determined by people's false perception of what beauty or wealth or worth or all these things are about. You know, who are they to tell you something that they have no idea based off these unrealistic expectation that doesn't really exist? Like what like beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? You define beauty for what it is. When people hear beauty, they're thinking of how beautiful as one person. But beauty can mean like beauty in the world, beauty in other people and who they are, their characteristic, their substance, beauty and how God made everything coexist and align. Like, you get what I'm saying? So this is what I mean. So this is how it's an indicator. So when somebody mentions a certain topic, what you automatically think of, that's where you can start at. So if you're thinking, oh, like for instance, I was saying about beauty, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm beautiful because of this, that, and that. Then you can start from there and realize that beauty is so much more than just how you look. You get what I'm saying? By all means, I'm not saying that you shouldn't take care of yourself and and be presentable. Yes, by all means. But when you depend so much on that one thing that you are lost within yourself, then there's time. Then that is an indication it's time to heal. It's time to grow. It's time to forgive. It's time to let go and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be dependent on something that is not realistic. It doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Just like years before, they thought beauty was being like a size 2, anorexic, all this craziness, and then people doing all this stuff, hurting themselves, neglecting themselves, try to be this thing that they're not. Because it's unrealistic. Even people don't, that was like fit the mold that would never felt pretty or good enough because it was always this unrealistic standard they had to keep. Happiness is not found in those things. Happiness is accepting who you are and loving yourself for who you are, and not allowing someone or society dictate how you should live your life or how you should carry yourself, or what kind of brand you should wear, what's on your feet, and all this other stuff. It takes away from your substance. This is why so many people are empty in the inside and don't know who they are. They're all superficial now. It's superficial thing. I'm not saying that's not it's not there's nothing wrong for wanting more things, but when you're depending your identity and your self-worth and the magnificent that God created you based off these material things that it comes and goes, then there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You have to find that healing. You have to fight back. So this is what I mean about God is the healing process. No matter if it's internal, mental, spiritual, physical, environmental, whatever it may be. The more you align yourself with God, the more He will reveal the path for you to take and whatever you're trying to accomplish in your life. So you can do it the right way and it will last for a lifetime. But with that, I'm done with my video. Like I say in all my videos, I love you. I thank you. God bless you. You already know we're going to take the world by storm. Until my next one, peace to the Middle East.